I'm holding my mother's sweater right now. This thick, hand-knitted wool sweater she made for me when I was 26 years old. Dark blue, my favorite color, with a pattern she designed herself. It took her 6 months to make. 183 days. I know because she kept a journal, documented every stitch, every row, every hour she spent on it. The tags are still on. I never wore it. Not once. Not even to try it on when she gave it to me. She died 3 years ago. I found the journal 2 weeks ago tucked inside the sweater, with a note that said, "I knew you wouldn't wear it, but I needed to make it anyway." Let me take you back. Because this sweater isn't about woolen needles, it's about something else entirely. It was December 2018. I was visiting my parents for Christmas. First time in 8 months. I'd been busy with work, with life, with everything that seemed more important than a 4-hour drive home. My mum was sitting in her armchair, the one by the window where the light is best. She had knitting needles in her hands, yarn in her lap, moving her fingers in this rhythmic pattern that looked like meditation. "What are you making?" I asked, barely looking up from my phone. "A sweater," she said. "For you." "Oh, that's nice." I went back to scrolling. "What's your favorite color these days?" she asked. "Still blue?" "Yeah, sure, blue's fine." "What shade? Light blue? Navy? Royal?" "Mom, I don't know, just blue. Whatever you think." She nodded, kept knitting. I didn't think about it again. Over the next 6 months, every time I called home, which wasn't often, my dad would mention it. "Your mum's still working on that sweater." "That's nice." "She's taking her time with it. Wants it to be perfect." "Cool." I didn't ask to see it. Didn't ask how it was coming along. Didn't think it mattered. June 2019. My birthday. I drove home for dinner. My mum had the sweater wrapped in tissue paper, presented it to me like it was something precious. I opened it, pulled it out, held it up. It was beautiful. I could see that even then. The stitches were perfect. Uniform. The pattern was intricate. Some kind of cable knit design that must have taken forever. "Wow, Mum, this is really nice. Try it on," she said. Her voice had this hopeful edge to it, this excitement barely contained. I looked at the sweater, then at my watch. I had plans that night, friends waiting at a bar downtown. "I will, but I'm actually running late. Can I try it later?" Something flickered across her face. Disappointment maybe, or hurt, but she covered it quickly. "Of course, honey, whenever you want." I folded the sweater, put it back in the tissue paper, took it home, put it in my closet, and there it stayed, for 3 years, through 3 winters, 3 Christmases, 3 birthdays. My mum would ask about it sometimes, casual, trying not to sound desperate. "Have you worn the sweater yet?" "Not yet, Mom, haven't had the right occasion. It's just for staying warm, honey. You don't need an occasion." "I know, I'll wear it soon." I never did. December 2021. My dad called. 7:43 in the morning. I was still asleep. "Your mother's in the hospital." I was awake instantly. "What? What happened?" "She collapsed. They're running tests. You should come." I was there in 3 hours. Found my dad in the waiting room. He looked like he'd aged 10 years overnight. "What did the doctors say?" "Pancreatic cancer. Stage 4. It's already spread to her liver." The world tilted. "How long?" "They're saying 6 months, maybe less." 6 months. She'd spent 6 months making me a sweater I never wore. Now she had 6 months left to live. She fought hard. Chemo, radiation, clinical trials. Ate when she couldn't keep anything down. Smiled when every cell in her body hurt. Kept saying she'd beat it. Kept pretending she believed it. I visited every week, sometimes twice a week. Sat with her during treatments. Watched her hair fall out. Watched her body shrink. Watched the strongest woman I'd ever known become someone I barely recognized. She never mentioned the sweater. Not once during those 6 months. Never asked if I'd worn it. Never brought it up. I thought maybe she'd forgotten about it. Maybe it didn't matter anymore when you're dying. I was wrong. April 2022, hospice. They'd moved her home. Said there was nothing else they could do. Make her comfortable, say your goodbyes. I was there every day, sleeping on the couch, helping my dad, watching my mother fade in increments so small you almost couldn't see them, until suddenly you could. 3 days before she died, she was awake, lucid, having one of those random good days that hospice nurses warn you about, the ones that give you false hope. We were alone. My dad had gone to the pharmacy. "Honey," she said. Her voice was barely a whisper now. "Can you get me something from my closet?" "Sure, Mom. What do you need?" "There's a box. On the top shelf. Blue box. Can you bring it to me?" I found it, brought it to her bed. She opened it with shaking hands. Inside, knitting needles, yarn, and a small leather journal. "What's this?" I asked. "My knitting journal," she said. "For the sweater." My stomach dropped. "Mom, you don't have to—" "I want you to read it," she interrupted. "Not now. After. When I'm gone. Promise me you'll read it." "I promise." She closed the box, handed it back to me. "And honey, the sweater. It's okay that you never wore it. I need you to know that." I wanted to say something, wanted to apologize, wanted to explain, but my throat was too tight. I just nodded. She died 2 days later. Peacefully, they said, in her sleep. I didn't read the journal right away. Couldn't. Put it in my closet with the sweater. Left it there for 2 years. Until 2 weeks ago, I was cleaning out my closet. Found the sweater still in its tissue paper, still with the tags on, and the box with the journal. I sat on my bedroom floor, opened the journal, started reading. The first entry was dated December 15th, 2018. Started the sweater today. Blue, his favorite color, or at least it was when he was 12. I'm not sure anymore. He doesn't tell me things like that now, but I remember everything. December 22nd. Finished the ribbing for the bottom. It's harder than it used to be. My hands shake now. Arthritis, the doctor says, but I can still do this. I can still make something for my son. January 3rd, 2019. He called today, talked for 5 minutes, said he was busy. I asked about work. He gave one-word answers. I didn't mention the sweater. He probably forgot I'm making it. That's okay. I'm still making it. The entries continued, week after week, month after month. A chronicle not just of knitting, but of a mother watching her son drift away. February 10th. Frogged 3 rows today. Made a mistake. Had to start over. My eyes aren't what they used to be. But this has to be perfect. It has to be. Because it might be the last thing I make for him. The last thing I make at all. March 28th. Halfway done. It's taking longer than I thought. But I don't mind. Every stitch is a prayer. Every row is time with him, even if he doesn't know it. Even if he'll never wear it. That line broke me. Even if he'll never wear it. She knew. From the beginning she knew. April 15th. Had a bad day. Pain in my stomach. Took too much ibuprofen. Couldn't knit. Just sat holding the sweater. Thinking about when he was little. When he used to crawl into my lap and fall asleep while I knitted. When I was the center of his world. When did that change? When did I become optional? I was crying now, full sobs, reading through blurred vision. May 30th. Almost done, just the finishing touches, the buttons, the final seaming. I've been working on this for 6 months, 183 days. That's 4,392 hours. More than that if you count the time I spent thinking about it. Planning it. Hoping he'd like it. Knowing he probably won't wear it. Making it anyway, because what else can I do? How else can I show love to someone who doesn't want to receive it? June 8th. Finished. It's done. It's beautiful. It's perfect. He won't wear it. But I made it. I made something with my hands that says, I love you. I see you. You matter to me. Even when you're too busy to see me. Even when I'm just a phone call you keep meaning to make. Even when I'm the last person you think about. I'm still here, still knitting, still loving, still hoping. The final entry was dated June 9th, 2019. My birthday, the day she gave it to me. I gave him the sweater today. He said it was nice, looked at his watch, said he'd try it on later. I knew he wouldn't. But I smiled anyway, because that's what mothers do. We give. We hope. We pretend we don't notice when our gifts go unworn. When our love goes unacknowledged. When we become invisible. But I need to write this down. Need to put it somewhere. Because maybe someday he'll read this. Maybe after I'm gone. Maybe when he finds the sweater still in its packaging. Maybe when he realizes what he didn't see while I was here. I didn't make this sweater because I thought he'd wear it. I made it because I needed him to know, to have proof. Physical proof that for 6 months I thought about him every single day, that I prayed over every stitch, that I imagined him warm and safe and loved. I made it because making things with your hands is the closest you can get to putting your heart into physical form. Every stitch is a heartbeat. Every row is a day I loved him. Every inch of yarn is a memory of who he was and who I hope he'll become. I made it because I'm sick, sicker than anyone knows. I've been having symptoms for months, pain, fatigue, weight loss. I've been ignoring it, pretending it's nothing. Because if I go to the doctor and they tell me it's something bad, then I'll have to tell my family. I'll have to watch them worry, watch them suffer, and I can't do that yet, not until I finish this sweater. Because when I'm gone, when he finds this, I want him to know your mother loved you, even when you didn't call, even when you forgot her birthday, even when you stopped coming home. She loved you, and she made you this sweater to prove it. She spent 6 months creating something you'd never use, just like she spent 30 years creating a person who barely has time for her. And she'd do it all again. Every stitch, every disappointment, every unanswered call. Because that's what love is. It's knitting a sweater you know won't be worn. It's calling when you know you won't get an answer. It's hoping when you know you shouldn't. It's giving everything and expecting nothing. Because the giving is the point, not the receiving. I made you this sweater, my darling boy. And I hope you never have to wear it. I hope you never need it. I hope your life is so warm, so full, so surrounded by love that my sweater stays in your closet forever. But I also hope that someday when you're cold, when you're alone, when you need to feel close to me again, you'll put it on, and you'll feel my arms around you. You'll feel 6 months of love wrapped around your shoulders. You'll feel what I couldn't say out loud. I love you, I love you, I love you, wear it or don't. Keep it or give it away, it doesn't matter. What matters is this. For 6 months, while you were too busy to call, I was making something for you. Something that says, you are not forgotten, you are not alone. You are loved beyond measure. Every single stitch. I put down the journal, picked up the sweater, really looked at it for the first time in 3 years. I could see it now, see what I couldn't see before, every stitch perfect, every row even. The pattern complex, the yarn expensive, the buttons hand-selected. This wasn't just a sweater. This was 6 months of my mother's life. 6 months she spent thinking about me, praying for me, loving me, while I couldn't spare 5 minutes to call her back. I pulled off the tags, slowly, like I was unwrapping something sacred. I put it on. It fit perfectly. Of course it did. She'd made it for me. She knew my measurements, knew my size, knew me better than I knew myself. It was warm, warmer than any store-bought sweater I'd ever owned, warmer than anything made by machine could ever be, because it wasn't just wool. It was love, tangible, wearable. Proof that someone spent 6 months making something for a person who barely gave her 6 minutes. I've worn it every day since, even when it's too warm outside, even when people look at me weird, even when it doesn't match what I'm wearing. I wear it because for 6 months my mother wrapped her love in wool, and now I get to wrap myself in it. I wear it because she knew I wouldn't, and she made it anyway. I wear it because it's all I have left, this sweater, this journal, these words that say, you were loved, you are loved, you will always be loved, even when you didn't deserve it, especially when you didn't deserve it. My mother spent 6 months making me a sweater I never wore. I've spent 3 years wishing I could go back and put it on the first time she asked. I can't, but I can wear it now, every single day, for the rest of my life, because it's not just a sweater. It's an apology I can't speak. It's a thank you I never said. It's a hug I can't return. It's proof that love doesn't need to be acknowledged to be real, that giving doesn't need to be received to matter, that mothers keep knitting even when their sons stop watching. If this story is hitting you right now, if you're thinking about something someone made for you that you never appreciated, something you took for granted, I need you to do something. Hit that like button, not for me, for everyone who spent time creating something you didn't use, for every parent who made things with their hands that went unnoticed, for every gift that sat in a closet while someone's heart broke quietly. And leave a comment. Tell me, What did someone make for you that you never appreciated? Just a few words. Let's honor the makers, the givers, the ones who create with love, even when that love goes unseen. If you want the rest of this series, 8 more stories about the invisible ways people love us, hit subscribe. Because next week, I'm telling you about something my mother carried in her purse for 12 years. Something small, something I didn't even know existed, something that would have saved my life. Next time, I'll tell you about something else she left behind. Something she carried with her every single day, something so small I almost missed it. But it changed everything. For now, I'm wearing her sweater, and I'm never taking it off.